Good evening, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life, and staying warm. A little bit chilly out there all throughout the entire country, no matter where you're at. So keep your drawers on, keep your socks on, and stay out of the weather. I'm hoping we get I've got a friend that's going to be coming on to discuss things with me if I can find him and get him on here. I've got some interesting information for everybody. And we're talking about not just full faith and credit, but possible remedy for all the court cases and everything in regards to filing your documents. So we're going to see if he shows up here. We're going to look and see if we can find him. There he is. Okay, let's see what I've got here. Let's see. Terry, I'm not seeing a place to invite you. So if you've got a thing on your screen that says join video, please tag that for me real quick. See if we can get you on here. We're going to talk tonight about making some homemade postage stamps. A lot of people don't understand how this works, but like I've said before, and like many of you know, that we are creators. We create what we wish, and this is even annotated in the UPU regulations. There's actually 4 UPU regulations guides, and I have yet to find it myself, but as soon as I do, I will post that information as well. But basically what we're talking about is making your own postage stamps. Let me see. If anybody knows how to invite my brother here on this video, please let me know. I'm not seeing anything to show an invite. Let me check a couple things. Here we go. Let me check this one out. I shall be right back here. Okay, let's see if this comes to you, Terry. I'm hoping he got this invite and he'll be able to pop up on here, because this is the brother that knows what's the other. I can do the video without him, but I prefer to have him on so he can share his own personal experience and explain any details that I might forget or not know of. But yes, Mike, we can realistically make everything we want. Everything. Okay. I don't see him coming on here, but I know. Okay, that was Terry. We're working on getting him on if we can. Like I said, he's got a little hinky-dink laptop problem, and we're trying to work on that. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and get started. I want everybody to take a look at this. Right there is his own personal, private, homemade stamp. Now the number, or the thing up here on the top, the DVN DP 999-99900, we're not going to worry about that. That's his own personal thing in regards to divinity, and we don't. It's not required. But what we do want to concentrate on is the fact that he made his own private stamp, and the reason it works is because of the full faith and credit. If you look at this prepaid here, and it says a number, I want everybody to take out your Social Security card real quick. I'm going to go grab an ashtray. I'm going to have a cigarette while we're doing this. So grab your Social Security card out, turn it over, and look at that letter with the following 8 digits on the back, and I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully everybody's got their Social Security card out. And what I want you to do is I want you to look at that number on the back. And what we're going to do here for this number, and we're keeping this private because this is his private Social Security account number. This is his private full faith and credit number, so we're not going to display that, but we're going to explain it to you. Take a look at that number on the back of your card. It's going to have a letter A through L. And if you enumerate those letters throughout the alphabet, that's 1 through 12. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to take that letter and we're going to convert it to a number. And we're going to place, instead of that letter, we're going to put the number for that letter. And then the following 8 digits. And then in front of that number, we're going to add a 0. So your number is always going to start out with a 0. So if you've got, digits 10, 11, and 12, you're actually going to have an extra number, but you're still going to have the correct number for your account. Okay? Now another thing I want everybody to look at and notice is up here in the top right hand corner, this is where it came from. Look. No zip code. No last name. Just the town, the state, without the United States. And then if you look in the address here, it says House of Little, care of Keith Orland, and then the street address completely written out, and then the city and the state, again, with no zip code. Okay? No zip code. And then, of course, down at the bottom, he's got private personal. Okay? Now, the construction of this is not an envelope. See that? It's not an envelope. This is a ship. There is no cargo in it. And as we will see when I open it, I have not opened this yet. It is sealed with another one of his private stamps on the back. Okay? That's sealed. It's not been opened. I got this today and it's not been opened yet. I'm going to open it in front of everybody to show you how to open it. Okay? So again, we have the stamp on the front. Private homemade stamp. Addressee, or addressor, and addressee with no zip codes. Okay? And notice, up here, this is where they normally cancel the stamp. But remember, we have this stamp back here. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but if you look real close, yeah, I don't know that you can see that. Oh, there we go. If you look real close, you can see all these little marks, little up and down marks. And what they did was they canceled the stamp on the back side. Now remember, in some of my earlier posts, the front side is your public side of the document. This is the public side. You turn it over, this is the back side, this is the private side. Okay? So they didn't cancel this one on the public side. They canceled the one on the back side. That's the private side. That shows acknowledgement of the private capacity. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead and open this. And notice, these are both the exact identical stamps. Okay? And you can put whatever dollar amount you want on there as far as I know. But we make it $1 so that it's dollar for dollar. Understand that. And notice there's no dollar sign. It just says 1.00. That's up for them to discern whether it's a dollar with 1 slash or a dollar sign with 2 slashes. Because to us, it doesn't make any difference. Okay? So now, on the back side, this is sealed. Okay? You do not want to just rip this open. We're going to use a knife. We're going to take it right along this seam. We're going to take it right along that seam so that we can cut it so that it's still all legible. And one other thing, before I get any further, this right here, And I'm sure Brian Parker's watching. I'm sure you'll appreciate this. That's that coat of arms everybody's worried about. Okay? Law of the flag. Law of the flag. Right there. That's your coat of arms. Okay, so we're going to open this by taking the knife and going straight across. So that everything's still legible. Okay? So now everybody's witnessing. Remember, I told you this is not an envelope. As well as this is not regular paper. This is it's almost like a sheet of cardboard. Okay? Not near as flexible as a piece of paper. Okay, now. Remember, this was the front side of the document. Okay? This part of the document was actually folded inside. Folded inside, and then the top side was folded down. So we're going to take a look at this first. And if you notice, it says, the treasury of heaven holds many gifts. The treasury of heaven holds many gifts. And then his name, or his calling. Okay? So now, let me explain to you about the ship. This is the ship. Okay? In our current system where we use envelopes, the envelope is the ship. The stuff that's inside of it is the cargo. Okay? When a ship comes into port, they offload the cargo. This particular ship, the cargo never leaves. The ship remains afloat in commerce because they have to keep the document. They have to keep the cargo. So it serves as both the ship and the cargo. Okay? So now we've seen the public side. And I'll post pictures of this so everybody can see it clearly. And now we have the inside. Okay? So I'm going to read off to you, and this is just a basic promissory note. He wrote me a promissory note. Now remember, we're working on full faith and credit. And that's what that number is all about. That's your full faith and credit access number. Okay? And notice, there's no marks on here denoting any kind of laws or statutes or codes or UPU regulations or nothing. He just made his stamp, put it on there, and they recognize it. Now another thing I want to get to real quick before we go any further is, notice, it's bordered in red. Okay? Remember when we sign our documents, we talk about signing in red and placing a red thumbprint, showing life of man. The private side, the life of man, showing your private capacity as a live man. Not a living man. A living man is a past tense or pretense. You want live, which is now. You are the live man. Okay? So now, the cargo. The cargo, remember this is the public side, this is the private side. The private side is the cargo. Ain't nobody else's business on that dock what that cargo is. It's supposed to remain private. Okay, and it says, House of Little, greetings. Keith Orland, letter of credit. For credit is all I have. I, Terry Lee, hereby gift Keith Little the total sum of $10,000, and it's written out scripturally with script of letters, and numerically, and notice it says dollars. So it's written in both languages. Okay? Lawful coin and currency. Lawful coin and money is one thing, currency is a different thing. So we've covered both avenues there. Okay? This is a debt of honor and gratitude that I gift and make present to Keith Orland. Please forgive me of any errors in this correct and issue these presents to House of Little, care of Keith Orland, by Terry Lee. Pure and simple. That's all it is. And the last thing that we need for a requirement for a promissory note, and this is as simple as it gets, is a date. Now, if you remember, when we cancel stamps ourselves, we do it at an angle, just like he's done there. By Terry Lee, and then the date. Promissory notes last for 2 years before they expire. I have 2 years to figure out how to get a bank to accept this promissory note. So help us out, folks. This is where we're at. This is the way. This technically, I highly believe in my greatest opinion that this is how it's supposed to work. Okay? So again, we've got, always remember, everything comes in triplicates. So it's folded in triplicates, so you got 3 parts. You got 3 parts public, 3 parts private, and you got 3 stamps. 1 for the front public side, 1 for the back private side that was used as a seal, and 1 for the inside private side that is now the back side and used to cancel and verify. Okay? And that technically is a private certification. It's not just a verification, it's a private certification. Okay? And in regards to this instrument, this mailing, this is what tells me that one of the main reasons our documents are not being accepted in court. We're using their instrument called the U.S. postage stamp. United States postage stamp. Whereby I believe, in my opinion, that if we start using, designing, printing our own private made stamps under the full faith and credit that we are owed, that those are the ones we should be using on our documents. Because again, like I said, the highest authority in international law, the UPU, passed this through every port that it went through, no matter what port it was, dry dock or wet dock. This is proof, and it's upheld by UPU regulations, and it's proof because it was physically addressed and delivered. And I believe that's how we hold our authority of jurisdiction in the private realm. So anybody that has any kind of information on how to assert that full faith and credit in the proper manner, please help us out in regards to opening bank accounts. Because that, like I said, that full faith and credit works off of your Social Security number. Or not the Social Security number, but the routing number on the back. And this is a very enlightening, I hope, for everybody, situation. This is, Brother Terry, I cherish you. I will never let go of this document. Never. So hopefully that helps people understand a little bit. If you have any questions, concerns, compliments, complaints, whatever, please feel free to post. And make sure, I told you last night when I did the video on the Blue Jackets book and the Army songbook, that it was going to be a goodie and I needed you to pass it on. I want you to pass this one on. I want you to share this video 10 times as much, 100 times as much, 1,000 times as much. Please, please, please share this video. Like I said, I believe we can fight this corruption without the violence. We need to start using our heads. Our knowledge is the most important weapon we could ever have. Mankind's most important weapon is most powerful weapon. Most powerful tool is his own mind, if we just learn how to use it. So please, everybody come together and help figure this out. This is how it works. And this is physical proof. Anybody wants to call me or any of my sources foolish, I beg to differ with you. And remember, people, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. God bless y'all. I love you. God bless. Have a great night. And remember, stay warm.